After winning the 2024 championship, the Boston Celtics stamped themselves in NBA history for the 18th time. This iteration of this team has been one of the most dominant teams in NBA history. With such a stacked roster locked up for the next year and with more room to mesh internally, this team is primed to repeat. Out of the past 5 champions or so, the Celtics are most likely to repeat as champions. Brad Stevens has done an incredible job to sell this Celtics squad to start a dominant era. The best way to celebrate this achievement is to find a team that could stop the Celtics from repeating. As the NBA gets better year after year with major moves on the way, a Celtics repeat could be less likely heading into October, but there is one team that I think is primed to challenge them heading into the next season. But before we get into that, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. The OKC Thunder just had their most successful season in 8 years, getting the first seed in a very tough Western Conference and winning in the first round with one of the youngest teams in the league. Mark Daigneault won Coach of the Year, taking this team to the first seed. SGA finished second in MVP with a historic season, and Chet had one of the best rookie seasons in recent memory, only to be overshadowed by Wemby. J-Dub had a great season where he was on a push to be an all-star, and rookie Cason Wallace looked to be an integral piece heading to the future with his ability to play defense and shoot at a high level. Isaiah Joe and Lou Dort continued to be some of the best role players in the league as well. This team as a whole and individually had such a great season that this just feels like the beginning. The scary part about this team is that without any trades or moves to this roster, they are still on an upward trajectory due to internal development. Shea could build on and continue his MVP play heading into next season. He could even develop more in his 3-point shooting, which would make him very lethal. He could take that step into being a top 3 player in the world next season. J-Dub can take that step into being a true all-star in the stacked West. If he's able to take that step to be a 23 to 24 point scorer while keeping his efficiency, the Thunder could truly be a top-tier contender. As he's improved every season he's been in the league, I think he can take the next step. Cason Wallace can continue his growth from his rookie season to become a better scorer, as he can be a great spark plug off the bench. Other role players like Joe and Lou Dort can just continue their play season to season, and this team will only continue to grow. However, the biggest X factor in this entire team is Chet Holmgren. After missing his entire true rookie season, Chet had a great rookie season, not missing an entire game. He has the most potential on this entire team, and his development is the difference between the Thunder being contenders to champions. Chet is already one of the best defenders and shot blockers in the NBA. His defense is invaluable to this team as he's the last line of defense after some great perimeter defenders. The only thing I see taking a leap is his offensive consistency. He has the potential and ability to be the second best player on the Thunder and maybe the guy for the Thunder as soon as next year. If he is able to improve his 3-point shooting and playmaking at his size, the Thunder would be extremely scary. Not to mention, if he continues to grow and add more muscle to his frame, him and Wemby could be the blueprint for the next gen NBA player for years to come. That was before today's move. Another thing about the Thunder is that they have the best team chemistry in the league. It is very clear in every post-game interview, on and off the court, and in interviews. So when you trade a guy in Giddey that wasn't that good on the court and isn't integral to the team chemistry for one of the best perimeter defenders in the league with no picks involved, you fleece them. The Thunder just pulled off one of the biggest fleeces of all time just a couple days after the finals. This trade is similar to the Celtics adding a Derek White or a Drew Holiday. To be able to keep all of your picks for future selections or for a future trade is incredible, as Sam Presti is one of the best GMs of all time. As for the Bulls, I don't know what they are thinking. Alex Caruso is one of the best 3-and-D guards in the league. He is also one of the best role players in the NBA. He is exactly what the Thunder need more of, players that can play hard on defense and can shoot the 3 at a high level in a 5-out offense. Caruso is the perfect role player for a championship team, especially for the Thunder. He forms a defensive starting lineup with the Thunder that rivals the Celtics. With 4 All-NBA defenders in one starting lineup is suffocating and deadly for other teams. When facing teams in the West with guards like Luka, Ja, and Ant, having his perimeter defense only helps. On top of that, he plays hard, he's an unselfish player, and he can get you a couple buckets on offense when needed. However, for the Thunder, I doubt his offense will be needed outside of threes. To add to his basketball abilities, Caruso also brings championship-level experience to a young team, as he was a very integral piece for the championship team in the 2020 Lakers. Lastly, he is not only the perfect fit, his veteran presence is needed, but he is also a fan favorite. Switching him out with someone who is the exact opposite is a masterclass in trades. On the Thunder as well, I think we can see a Derek White level jump for Caruso. From putting his all into meaningless games for the Bulls to being a great piece for a contending Thunder, we can see his production go up, going from a great role player to becoming a fan favorite borderline all-star. He is on the same tier as Derek White and Drew Holiday. With all the defensive attention on SGA in the backcourt, he could really be a threat as a catch-and-shoot player from 3 with passes from SGA off double teams or from the post from Chet. Similar to how Drew Holiday was for the Celtics this year. I really think Caruso could shine for the Thunder and help elevate this team to being a true competitor to the Celtics. Now with this move, the Thunder should be primed to repeat as the 1 seed, but what about playoff success? The last major hole in their roster is another big and more size behind Chet. With the whole offseason ahead of them and their assets with them, they are still able to truly improve this roster and separate themselves from the West. They can either address their biggest weakness in the draft or in free agency. However, there is a trade that they can make that could really take them to the next level. This is a trade I had made a video on months ago, and it's a trade that mirrors the Porzingis trade for the Celtics. The Thunder should really try to trade for Lauri Markkanen. He would fit in perfectly on the court and in their timeline. He adds more size as a legitimate shooter at 7 foot tall, and he isn't that good of a defender. However, with all the defensive pieces on this team that would surround him, it would be fine. Thunder are the biggest threat to the Celtics after the Caruso trade. Banking on internal development as well, they have the best chance to stop a Celtics repeat. Their new defensive outlook is very comparable with the Celtics. With their depth, they are able to make a deep playoff run while relying on their bench as well. The ascension of Chet and J-Dub can absolutely take this team to brand new heights alongside SGA. With the potential of new moves over the course of the summer, the Thunder look to just start competing for titles for the years to come. With the addition of Caruso, they are the favorite out of the West and should be able to truly test the Celtics for the title. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe.